Hello everybody and welcome back to LEGO Empire, and in today's video we have part 14 of Ask the Empire. If you guys have any questions for next week's episode, make sure to leave them in the comments below. But without further ado, we have a ton of questions to get through. Our first question is going to be by Lightsaber Battles, who asks, Ask Empire, what clone do you like the most out of the ones LEGO has made? Very, very good question, and it really made me think because if you guys know me at all, you know I love the Empire primarily, so I don't really think about who my favorite clone trooper minifigs really are. But some clone troopers I really love. I don't really have favorites, but some that I really like are like the Kashyyyk clone troopers. The modern Phase 1 clones we got in the blister pack are super, super clean, like peak clone troopers. Absolutely love them. I just wish they were more accessible. And yeah, there are like a whole lot of other clones, like the 2020 Airborne clone trooper that I absolutely love, but I don't really have any favorites. It's kind of just like modern, good-looking ones that don't have helmet holes for the most part that I really, really like. But yeah, thank you for your question. Next up, we have two questions from @EnderKnightsBros4822. First question is, what's your opinion on Imperial vehicles like the AT-AT, AT-ST, or the vehicle from Minban? I think it was an AT-DP or something. I personally think we need more of them. We haven't gotten a plain AT-ST in 9 years or an AT-AT in 5. So I wouldn't say your little thing at the end there is completely accurate. I mean, yeah, those sets released 5 years ago or whatever, the AT-AT, but it was also on shelves for like 3 or 4 of those years. So it's like we just haven't had one available on shelves for the past like year or whatever. And we had the Hoth AT-ST, we haven't had a plain one since like 2016, 2017 or whatever. But yeah, I see what you're saying. We need some more Imperial playsets, and I 100% agree. I've been advocating for this in a few of my recent videos where we really need an Endor AT-ST. Here's an amazing set idea from Brickset Ideas on Instagram. We need an Endor AT-ST. I think that's what we need. You know, throw in an Ewok, an Endor Rebel Trooper, Stormtrooper, and an AT-ST pilot, and you have the perfect set, in my opinion, or even an updated Han Solo or any other main characters from the original trilogy. And for your second question, you ask, what's your opinion on all of the buildable figures? I own the 2024 R2-D2 and will pick up the C-3PO for the duo, but honestly, I could not care less about Chewbacca or the rumored figures like Chopper, K2SO, or the Battle Droid. All hail the Empire. Great way to end your comment. If you guys want me to answer your question, put that in your comment, because it's more likely than not that I'll probably feature it in next week's episode, especially with so many questions nowadays. If you include that little thing at the end there, maybe, just maybe, it'll encourage me to pick your question out of the like 100 that we got last episode. It's crazy how many questions we're getting nowadays. Anyway, to answer this, it's hit or miss for me. If I really like the character, for example, K2SO, he's an Imperial, or ex-Imperial droid, and he's really funny, and he's from Rogue One, which checks all those boxes off for me. I'm probably going to get this set because it'll come with the new K2SO minifigure, most likely, and I think the new buildable figure scale is really nice. It's just, I don't really feel like dishing out $100 or whatever for characters I don't really care about. However, for K2SO, I'm probably going to pick him up, and like the Chopper, I'm probably going to also pick up at some point. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean. Like, it's kind of weird to get one-off buildable characters. Like, how are you going to display those? I get what you're saying, but I will buy some that I do care about. Anyway, thank you for your question. Next up, we have a question from @YoboGOsaya. There's no way I pronounced that right. Sorry if I just botched your name there. He says, M&R won't answer my question. Do you think with the retirement of the Imperial Star Destroyer at the end of the year, we could get a Playscale Venator Star Destroyer? That is a very good question, and honestly, I haven't seen anyone talking about that. But this is like definitely a really good question, because LEGO released a UCS Venator, and we're seeing with recent rumors that LEGO also now likes to have a UCS set, Playscale set, all that on shelves at the same time with the Jango's Slave 1. So, is LEGO going to put a Playscale Venator on shelves? I think it's honestly more likely now than it has ever been. And that's simply because LEGO is leaning into the prequels right now more than ever. And also, like I just mentioned, they're releasing playsets along UCS sets, or at least having them on shelves at the same time, which is something that I feel like we haven't gotten a ton of, at least for less popular ships and vehicles. So yeah, I'd say the chances are fair, they're decent, and I would really love a Venator playset, especially with some fresh Revenge of the Sith minifigures. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, we're not getting it for the anniversary year, or maybe we'll get a surprise Playscale set before this year ends, but this is the anniversary year, and I don't think a Playscale Venator is going to be coming this year, but I hope we get it in the near future. thank you so much for your question. Next up from at Benicio F7J, what do you think about a LEGO droid aircraft? And I'm going to answer this question and just say we need more LEGO droid sets. We haven't gotten a droid gunship since, when was that, 2018, 2019? Well, for the 20th anniversary. We haven't gotten a crap ton of droid sets in a while. Like, there have been a ton of droid vehicles that we just haven't gotten. Luckily, we're getting an MTT later this year. Now, whether that's overpriced or whatever, you know, up to you to decide, but at least we're getting it on shelves. At least it's an option. So I'm glad we're getting the MTT, and, you know, one vehicle I would love to see on shelves again is the droid gunship. It's one of my favorite vehicles in Star Wars, just because of that Clone Wars arc on Onderon. I absolutely love that arc. Because the droid gunship is extremely overpowered, and it basically like destroys all of the Onderon rebel forces, or at least puts them in a retreat for the first time. And, like, they're super confident in their strategy, and these new droid gunships come in and just destroy a ton of them. And I think that's really cool. Like, something I love about Star Wars is when a brand new overpowered vehicle or weapon is introduced and it just decimates the enemy's forces. Like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just think that's cool. But yeah, to answer your question, I think we should get a ton more droid sets. You know, all the droid sets, I'll buy them all. I absolutely love droid sets. Anyway, thank you for your question. Next up from @TreeWithAbs, interesting name. Ask Empire, do you think any of these sets in 2025 will contain any Phase 1 troopers? And that's a very good question. No, I don't think they will. Because from the rumors we've gotten so far, first of all, we haven't gotten a specification if some certain clone troopers are Phase 1 or Phase 2. However, the possibility that, like, Bly is Phase 1 and not Phase 2 in an MTT in Revenge of the Sith Anniversary along with Aayla Secura, I think the chances are very low. Yes, it's a Clone Wars MTT. Yes, technically, maybe it should be a Phase 1 Bly and an early, you know, Clone Wars Aayla Secura, but I don't know. It just, like, I don't know why LEGO would randomly take a step back and do early Clone Wars stuff. I feel like they're just going to update it, like make an updated Clone Wars / Revenge of the Sith minifigure selection for that set in particular, and for any other sets with clone troopers this year. Like, the rumors haven't specified otherwise, so my instant assumption is just they're Phase 2 clones, because that's what LEGO's been doing for the past few years, and that's just where LEGO's at for the most part. We got the Phase 1 blister pack, we got the UCS gunship, and that's about it for Phase 1 clones. We haven't gotten much else. So I don't think they're really making their big return yet, but I think one day, someday, when Phase 2 clones are in short supply as far as the popular characters go, they're going to bring back Phase 1 clones, and that will be an amazing day because I absolutely love the new Phase 1 clone style. And I love the Phase 1 clone helmets for LEGO. Don't have any problems with them, where I do have a couple issues with the Phase 2 ones. Anyway, thank you for your question. Next up, we have a question from @TimMcCrell. Do you think we'll ever get Invisible Hand? And he says something else in his comment, but I'm focusing on the question for this one. So, do I think we'll ever get an Invisible Hand? I think, first of all, I really want one. An Invisible Hand playset, I think this would be an amazing set. An Invisible Hand, like I said, Revenge of the Sith playsets are basically amazing. Whether we get a Venator or an Invisible Hand or some other Revenge of the Sith like capital ship as a playset, I would just love it. Or getting a Venator and the Invisible Hand on shelves at the same time would be absolutely insane. I would love that. Like, we'll get an Invisible Hand, give us General Grievous, give us Count Dooku, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Chancellor Palpatine, 2 Magna Guards, like just something like that. Maybe not Palpatine, maybe just have 2 Magna Guards and some B1 droids. Like, just stack the minifigure selection, you know, I think that would be amazing. But do I think we're ever gonna get one? Yeah, I mean, pretty much, I get a lot of questions about, do I think we're ever going to get this prequel vehicle, this prequel set? Yeah, I think we are. Just the direction LEGO's in, we're going to get them all, alright? All the popular ones, I think, eventually, probably, we're going to get one. You know, it's more possible than not at this point, because LEGO's focus on the prequels and Clone Wars recently has not gone unnoticed, especially with these new rumors. There's a lot of prequel stuff. So the probability for every prequel thing, I feel like as time goes on, the possibility is just going up. For every prequel vehicle or set you could think of, the the possibility is going up. Anyway, hope I answered your question well enough. Thank you very much for leaving a comment. Next up, we have a question from Trooper5's5555. Since there might be a K2SO minifigure, do you think they'll make an Sm33 sometime, since he is similar and could probably use the same mold? Now, if you didn't know, Sm33 is the beloved droid from the Skeleton Crew TV show that came out in December, I believe. But yeah, first of all, I really hope LEGO creates an Sm33. They didn't include one with the Skeleton Crew ship for some reason, the Onyx Cinder. But I think they should definitely make one more Skeleton Crew set based off whatever. I don't really care. And whatever it is, throw an Sm33. Even an Sm33 buildable figure I would buy. Because, I mean, look at this droid. Look at this custom droid. Look how amazing that looks. I think that would just be outstanding to get in a LEGO set. And Sm33 is a really cool character. And you make a good point. The K2SO mold is similar to the Sm33 one. And maybe even the same? Or very close to the same. So it could work. And LEGO doesn't have to make a whole new mold for it, which definitely increases our chances, because if LEGO can give us a brand new character people want while reusing a mold they already have in circulation, our chances of getting that minifigure goes up dramatically, because they're saving money and we're getting what we want. So everything works out there. Anyway, thank you for your question. Next up from MattTheB01. Do you think the Death Star will have 20 to 30 plus minifigs, or just 2 like the UCS Venator and ISD? And do you think there is a chance they'll do any of the officers from the council, like Colonel Yularen? I want to get the Yularen poly bag, but it's expensive. Dang right it's expensive. Well, I think it's probably up to 90 bucks nowadays, 100 bucks for the poly bag. I don't know, I haven't checked recently, but I know it went up after Andor came out and Colonel Yularen made an appearance. So me and other YouTubers and a lot of other people online think it's going to be 20 to 30 minifigs. It's going to be a full minifigure lineup. You know, a lot of people are sitting here looking, hey, it's a UCS Death Star, right? And it's a UCS set, so it's going to be 2 minifigs. Not quite, because the UCS Death Stars are usually just huge playsets. I believe the one we got in 2016 was technically UCS, wasn't it? And it came with however many minifigs, 20, 25. So yeah, I hope we get like 30 to 35 minifigs, especially for $1,000 freaking dollars. Like, give us something good for that, LEGO. Like, we're paying you a premium on this set. But yeah, I really hope that they include a lot of Imperial officers like Colonel Yularen. I believe I have Colonel Yularen over here. Just recently got this custom Colonel Yularen, and that is from Rise Customs. I made a video and included his minifigures he sent over for review. In that video, I'll also be making some YouTube shorts, so if you want like a in-depth look at this figure, make sure to subscribe to the channel and wait for those YouTube shorts to come out. Anyway, yeah, I really hope LEGO creates some of those council members, even though I have customs of that, a few of them already. Like, give us the official versions, give us some good minifigs. For $1,000 we better be getting our full money's worth. And yeah, it's more like no one really knows what's gonna happen with a Death Star, but we all know what we want to happen. So that's what I'm going to talk about until we get more information. Then we get more information and it is inevitably not great news, I'll be sure to let you all know and complain about that here on the channel. Thank you so much for your question. With that being said, that is going to be every question I cover in today's episode of Ask the Empire. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below for next episode. And with that being said, leave a like on today's video if you guys did enjoy, and I will see you all in the next video. Have an amazing day. Peace out.